So we're live, everyone. We're waiting for one other guest. Welcome. Corey just messaged me and he said he can't be here, and I messed shit up because I put a link in the chat that wasn't supposed to work, because that's what happens when Corey leaves me here alone. But I think I'm just gonna let him in now. So yeah.
There we go.
Corey, welcome. And we have a real live Finney in the house as well.
Hey, how goes it?
Hey,
I'm
in the same room as Ken Bozak, and I think I'm high already.
So yeah, welcome to another Crypto Round Table. We'll get to the goods in a minute, but Corey, where are you?
We're at the Miami Crypto Experience, and I'm hanging out with Kenny B.
That's awesome.
Oh, that ain't
Can
working.
you hear us right now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I was trying to hit a green screen because Joshua's here, but he's leaving to go down to eat breakfast.
I've got an epic fail green screen. Look, it's not big enough.
Oh
It
wow!
doesn't matter. It's just a really awesome green halo.
Yeah,
It looks like
be. It could be.
it looks like when the dogs wear those things so they can't scratch
oh
themselves.
yeah, the cones.
Can you
Can't
scratch
scratch
your
my
head?
ears.
That's actually really hilarious.
It's an epic fail.
Don't even talk to me about epic fails. This round table is all about Jimmy D's epic fails. This happens every week on a weekly basis.
Well,
I mean,
Jimmy,
really
I did this
I can't
to make
hear
you
the
feel
YouTube feed
better.
behind you, though, Jimmy.
So sorry, what's that?
I can't hear the YouTube feed behind you, so like you missed like the one epic fail you always get right. You kind of screwed that up this morning, and it was working fine.
Well, I was going to say also, Jimmy, I made this epic fail to make you feel better. I could have taken it down. Nope, I left it up there to
Nope,
make you
I
feel
love
better.
There.
Yeah,
now.
Jimmy, you're muted. Just in case you're
Jimmy,
aware.
you're muted. Yeah.
Who, me?
No, Jimmy is.
No. But Jimmy. Oh,
Yeah. He's over there in Japan talking to himself.
He's not mute. He's just messing with us.
How's the Miami Crypto Expo? Thanks for the invite, guys. I'm like 15 minutes south of you.
Are you seriously?
Yeah.
I mean,
Come.
get over here.
Yeah.
Consider
might-
the invite delivered.
I might have to after this.
Yeah, man. I was just realizing getting in here that I haven't been anywhere near people, except for like a grocery store in a year and a bit.
It's been a while.
Yep. Kenny and I had a hug. It got awkward, and then we waited just a few more seconds because that's what you do.
Yeah, it is.
I like it.
He'll be
Common
hugging
Ninja style.
everybody.
Hey,
Nice,
how's it going? Yeah, it is. That's right.
I
That's
feel
close.
his office is real.
Yeah.
It's not even a background.
Wait, is it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Looking
real.
Oh, that's trippy. Good effects.
That's really good.
We have a guy internally at EOS Detroit that always he's our general counsel, and he always has these like changing backgrounds that are like not near as much work but way funnier than mine. He keeps changing them, so it's like this unspoken competition. But like, I won't tell the story, but he always changes them, and they're really funny. Oh, heads up too, just a quick heads up. I got my second Pfizer. Like Pfizer owns me now. So I'm kind of like a little loopy this morning and did not sleep very much. But between those two things, it should make for an interesting live stream.
That's definitely helpful. Yeah, the day after the second one for me, I felt like somebody took my batteries out. I just want to sleep the whole time.
You can
Yeah,
say
that's-
anything you want right now and just blame it on the shot. It's
I'm
almost
gonna.
like when celebrities slip and do some crazy thing. They're like, "Oh, I was dehydrated."
Yeah, that's right.
Dehydrated. It definitely wasn't cracked out of my mind.
Right. You can get away with anything today. Just blame it on that.
Now I feel like we should get really drunk and then just like, no, I had the shot.
I had
It
the
was a
shot.
thing, and like my arm feels weird, and also I can't stand like that.
I'm not drunk, officer. I got my shot. I'm dehydrated.
I'm dehydrated. Oy. So yeah, I know Jimmy had a plan for this roundtable, and also I just wanted to come on with Kenny B for fun. So like, what are we talking about right now? Well, Yep.
Jimmy.
Jimmy, you're still stupid muted there, Plus. I believe in you.
Oh, no.
Fuck this shit.
Jesus, Jimmy's out.
Okay, does that work? Is that better?
Yeah.
Uh,
No.
Okay, yeah. So this explains why no one was helping me. So I accidentally put the wrong link in the chat. You know, the one that we were not supposed to share out. That's the one I put in there. So like, if anyone comes, I'm not going to let you in. I'm not being rude. You're just not allowed. Because apparently I can't ban myself. But let's give us an introduction. We're happy that Corey's here with Ken from Miami, because like I already said that, but apparently nobody heard me. At the top we got Lars. We can't say his name. He's the guy with the really cool office. He's something draws Finney something awesome artwork, like one of the most coolest, awesomest guests. Something on the show. Yeah, we've got.
Oh yeah, I did that too.
Yeah,
He
so
did my cover.
He's that's really cool.
And I can't pronounce your surname either, Lars.
That's fine.
That should be a prerequisite of having a cover.
There. It's just there for intrigue, so don't worry.
And then next, I think we can all see the same thing here. Next to them, no stranger to this channel or our show, Sean, who is the guy behind the scenes at the Cryptowriter and does all the stuff that nobody else wants to do, and does a really damn good job at it. And then down on the bottom, of course, Corey and Ken, again, no stranger to these channels or our guests, and Jillian, who is probably one of the most interesting and best interviewers in the crypto space, I would say, with like a whole host of names of amazing people that she's interviewed under her belt, including Corey and I believe our good friend and Blue as well. So
yes. Although I think Corey and I, we had an epic interview where at one stage I demonstrated on a radio program how an avatar might walk. And I'm going, it's like this. And Corey's looking at me going, we're on radio, aren't we? Oh yeah.
Best radio interview ever that I've been on.
It was real radio. Yeah. I will. And Corey's going to make it into an NFT, so I will never live that down, ever.
Yes.
I mean, yeah,
it has to happen.
Well, I'm waiting. I want to see my NFT for me.
Well, I mean, there is one person on this stream that is an NFT already, and that's Ken, right? Ken was one of the first Crypto Finneys that was actually released.
Yeah, I was one of the first official Wax.io NFTs as well when they first launched their NFTs.
I mean, we were beginning to think that you weren't even real because there's so many NFTs out there. That's the only reason Corey went was like,
Somebody told me yesterday in the lobby that I'm probably more parodied and I have more fan art than Batman. And I felt so honored, but also almost ashamed to do Batman so dirty.
I'm so sorry, Batman.
I'm so sorry, Batman.
I mean, you can't help how badass you are. That's just an inherent nature of the Ken Bozak.
We got to see the Ken Bozak badass when he arrived at Miami and tweeted out the naked.
It wasn't naked.
Stunner pic.
I felt sexy and I wanted to show it off.
Can we reshare that again? I missed that.
Somebody made it into an NFT and got in trouble for it.
Sure. Really?
Oh no.
Yeah, I didn't have any problem with it, but the marketplace was not too happy for the content.
Was it not safe for work?
That's what I think they deemed it, yeah.
Or just too much cooler than Batman.
Yeah, too much cooler than Batman. It's got to go.
Well, that's cool. You're like Kim Kardashian. You're breaking the internet. Well done.
Ken Kardashian.
Breaking the internet.
All right. Let's do some.
Somebody said that to your NFT guy.
Let's do some gratitudes, and then we'll roll. So let's go with Lars. Lars, what are you grateful for today?
Yeah, I just told you I got the vaccine, so my head's really foggy. I don't know. Hang on. There's you know what? I know what I'm grateful for. I am so grateful. I'm gonna just leave it as general as art, because right now I'm in the midst of at EOS Detroit, we are just turning out such like it's such a dream position for me right now because I'm getting paid a livable wage and I'm literally just drawing art. And then I was actually able to hire, we were doing good things and we were able to hire 2 of my artist friends. So it's just like a beautiful thing to see, like to have a job where I can just do what I think I was meant to do and then actually pass it down to friends that are super talented. One of my friends actually just quit his like day job and we were able to hire, like snap him up right off the bat. And like, he's working on some great art projects with us. So man, I'm grateful for art right now.
All right. I adapted a little bit because, like, for once, you were actually shorter than the line that needs to come in. So let's do it that way. Sean, what are you grateful for?
I am grateful for Finney's arrival. It's been a long time coming. A lot of people put a lot of work into this thing, including Lars, and including people like Jillian and Joe. I wish he'd show up. Kenny, everyone, but glad he's finally here. This is kind of a big turning point for Cryptowriter, a launch pad. So grateful for that.
Ballent, right?
ENT.
ENT.
Almost.
For Finney's arrival. How about you, Jillian?
Ooh, good question. I didn't know I was going to be asked this. I'm grateful for a lot of things. If I was to say today what I'm grateful for, I just started a new role with Panther Protocol. I'm very grateful for that.
Jillian.
I'm very grateful for panthers, for big cats.
Okay. Is grateful for panthers.
For big cats. For Panther. Panther Protocol, big cats.
Panthers. You totally lost me, but that's cool. Panther Protocol.
That's exciting. I haven't been an employed person in like 10 years.
Same here, Jillian.
Actually, it's kind of reflecting Lars' comment, isn't it? You know, it's like all of a sudden when you're a freelancer, and I have to say also, I'm also very grateful to the Cryptowriter team. There's a lot of things have happened, but it's nice to be, you know, have a salary.
Yeah, I agree with that.
We're kind of getting to that point. I think now a lot of people in the crypto space are getting to that point where we're like no longer the crazy people. We're like the same people that are like, hey, wait a minute, like we don't want to go back to work. We want to do this forever, right? Corey, what do you got? What are you grateful for?
I mean, I'm sitting next to Ken fucking Bozak.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah, I mean, and it's grateful, not gateful, but whatever. That's cool.
Not bro.
Hey,
Is your
Ken is the gateway to a whole new world.
There it is.
And actually, yeah.
That's exactly how I would handle that situation.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just gonna break this sign and start over.
That's the way. And if we have time, I want to do another one too. I'm grateful for Max for Crown. I sent him some NFTs, and they're on these little scratch things. So I get to scratch this and like see which NFT that I get. I'm fucking really excited about that.
Yeah, NFT lottery tickets coming soon. The way I see this.
Hell yeah! How could it not be the case?
Okay, what's that? One more time. Corey's also grateful for
Max from Crown.
For Max. I think there's 2 X's from Crown.
Pretty sure it's not, but whatever. Yep. Yeah, you're right. Quarter. Yeah. Oh, they're tiny.
If you, that'd be really cool if you won.
420
Or,
of them.
Was there seriously 420? There is too.
There's only 420
420 of them.
For scratch NFTs, right?
I just got a low mid. I got 90.
All right, Ken, what are you grateful for?
I am grateful for conferences and friends that come to conferences.
And friends you forgot to invite to conferences.
Oh my.
Sean will be there later.
You don't need an invitation to crash a conference. I feel like feel like everybody needs to know that the lobbies are free, and more goes down in the lobby than anything happens in the venue, so I know Sean said he's not too far. I definitely encourage him to crash the party.
Yeah, get up here.
Yeah. I ain't scared.
Do it.
I'm trying to redeem this NFT, but oh yeah, my phone's right in front of my face. That's why I lost it.
Yep. I got what is this? Byron Art Set 1. Whatever the hell that is. Oh, t.me/Zebcats. Okay.
All right, there we are. Gratitudes up on the monument for another day.
This is my second gratitude.
Yeah, Lars, you've been here before.
Yeah, you're like
I'm an OG now.
Can confirm.
I like it.
Original gratitude.
Original gratitude. Yes, sir.
I like when people, I like when people come on more than once. And
is it just a presidential or a what is it, governor?
Yeah, for council.
Dude, that's hilarious.
Using NFTs to run for council. You got my vote already.
It's
dude.
a brave new world.
okay.
Well, that looks sharp. The way we're
yeah, so we're here to chat about all things Cryptowriter and CryptoFinney, and hopefully that's it. Sean,
Yeah.
what's going on? That's Joe. Okay, good. We'll put Joe in there.
Oh, there he is.
Hey. Good morning, good evening, whatever. What time is it?
Sean, did you share a screen?
I did.
Okay, good. It's like, do you want me to put that up?
Sure, for a second. This is a good welcome image for Joe.
I already don't like this.
Oh, come on.
That's some body positive shit right there. Like, I'm
Yeah.
a little awkwardly turned on now.
Yeah, it's comforting that there is someone out there in the world that is as ridiculous as me, and has even possibly less shame than myself. There's
No, I feel shame right now.
You should not feel shame at all.
no shame.
Oh, the smile is lovely. The smile is lovely.
I'm a pretty big fan, actually. I like
Green is the green is everything. As far as I'm concerned, it's like fucking what's up.
Yeah,
I'm here for it.
that's a welcoming sight.
What do you? Oh, is that just a phone holder in between your fingers, or was that some sort of, I don't know?
There's a phone grip, yeah, so I
Okay.
don't drop my phone on.
So yeah, Joe, thanks for joining us. We already did gratitudes, and yeah, the show's pretty much over. So
Okay, great. Glad to see you guys. I guess we'll talk in a month.
yeah. So Joe is another podcaster on the Cryptowriter channel. He does Behind the Pixel, and I think you're mostly focused on interviewing artists, women, female artists, maybe. Is that true?
No, you're a liar. What?
Well,
No, what it is? Go, Sean. You want to go?
The backstory on Joe is we're always looking for new writers, and I was on Reddit in some NFT community, the fringe of obscurity, and I put out a little recruiting pitch, and Joe responded, and you could tell he was pretty talkative, pretty chirpy, seemed like a good guy. So we sent him a Blue Yeti the next day and told him he was going to be podcasting, and he's doing it now.
I mean, from what I read in the comment section today, it sounds like it's working out pretty well because he's here and he hasn't thrown his Mac computer out the window yet. So that's a good sign.
Yeah, well, there's still, we've been doing this for 2 minutes, so there's still time for me to slam this thing shut, throw it out the window, and just never speak to anyone ever again. But yeah, it's going.
Joe has the best intro. The front of his first podcast. I'm listening to it. I'm thinking, oh my God, this man is a professional. He's absolutely the script, the pace, the voice. He was just stunning.
I stole it. Everything from Ira Glass, Mark Maron, everything I've learned, I've stolen.
Well.
Yeah.
You stole well.
Yeah. But yeah, it started out interviewing the women from Women of Crypto Art, and then it's just blossoming from there, basically. And yeah, we've got some awesome artists that I get to speak to every day, and it's just fun. It really is. Like, it's sitting around talking about stuff I like, and I get paid a little bit to do something that I would probably do for free. You know, it's.
You heard it here, Sean.
No.
You're getting free therapy out of your interview sessions.
Exactly. He gets to chat to women all day. You know, he likes women.
He's infiltrated women of crypto art.
He has.
He's
some guys have to buy a lot of art to get that kind of attention.
I was going to say etchings in the attic and all that.
Yeah, it's yeah, they tolerate me and my idiocy, which is awesome. But yeah, I think it was Mark Maron that said, I did therapy for a while and it got expensive, and so I decided to start a podcast. It's really just an exercise of talking about all of my issues for the public, and everyone seems to like it for some reason and keeps telling me to do more, and I don't understand why, but it's working. And that's all that matters, I guess.
Joe, can you explain how Behind the Pixel ties into the NFT drops to membership card holders?
Yeah, so the NFT airdrops we're picking artists that, basically we like. There's no other caveats to it. We see art that we like. We're like, hey, let's work with this one. People need to see this. So what we do is we write up an article, just giving a background on the artist, because I think there are three pieces to art in general. It's, the image that the artist creates. It is the meaning behind it, but also there is the conversation around it. So an artist creates this picture for people to see and explore. There is the interpretation for the viewer, and then there is this conversation and the background of, what the art means to us, and it just evolves from there. So we need all these different pieces moving together, and that's where the podcast comes into play, because it's me and the artist talking about what they had in mind when they were making it. It's my interpretation, and then the conversation just kind of like spirals from there. And that's really like the whole purpose of art, is to explore these ideas that we all experience. So we do the podcast where I interview them and just have a conversation, and then we do the write-up, and all those things go on the back of the NFT airdrop with a QR code that links to all that stuff. It kind of fleshes out the artists themselves, and is something that they can say, like, yeah, you want to know about me? Here's my stuff. This is why you should buy my art. This is why you should invest in me, because that's really, when you're buying art, you're investing in the artists themselves so they can do it again and keep going with their dream.
So speaking of drops, we're actually going to be dropping some Finney coins in this show, and we'll be putting some links randomly in the comments, and basically find and remove the pluses, and you got yourself a cool Finney coin, and they're going for pretty good value. But yeah, Joe, I agree, and I think there's a lot of people on this stream, Corey and Ken in particular, who like are big fans of QR codes when it comes to like the crypto space, like, and I think that's like really cool.
A little bit.
What is that link to?
It's my first Bitcoin wallet I ever opened.
So is there anything in there? Like, if I scan it, can I take all of your Bitcoin or anything?
It was a public address, not a private.
Okay. That's kind of a genius idea, is putting where's your private key? Oh, it's right here on my arm. I don't have to ever forget it. That would be a genius idea.
We had this idea once. I remember talking to some buddies about Bumcoin,
Images.
a crypto for bums, and they would get the QR code tattoo, and then when they'd walk by, it'd be touchless. You wouldn't have to hand them money. You just zap the QR code tattoo and be able to send them the Bumcoin.
Yeah, I'm actually getting an RFID implant next month, and I'll be able to do like tap and pay with my hand. Yeah, they're only $50.
Yeah, dude.
Lars just got some implant yesterday, right?
Oh yeah, I got my chip yesterday. The second one. Except all that money goes to Pfizer.
You're glowing. Can you see there's a halo around you, Lars? It's working. You're radioactive.
I got my second tracking chip put in last week too. It doesn't seem like anyone wants to track me though. It's weird. It's strange. I was like, I thought I was very interesting, and they don't seem to be interested.
I'm sitting here being told, even after my second microchip, that I have to not hang out with people for 2 weeks, and these guys are in a conference. So, I mean, like, feel like I'm being lied to.
It's Florida.
Yeah, I know.
You do everything strangers tell you not to do.
Exactly.
So now what? Is that it? Yeah. That's the end of the show. That's where we're ending, right there.
Yeah, that's pretty much the end of the show. But it's interesting. Like, it's interesting to me because I think pretty much everyone on the show. And I'm not entirely sure about Lars, so this may or may not be true. But I think pretty much everyone on the show has done something like in the media space, whether it's writing, whether it's casting, YouTubing, like interviewing. I mean, Ken's been here, doing podcasts for forever, going to conferences forever, right? Like Sean's kind of new to the whole, online video stream thing, but he's been writing in the space forever, right? Obviously, being a founding member of the Cryptowriter team and everything that they put together. Jillian, like, I don't know much about your backstory, but like, I know that you're interviewing some pretty prominent people, and you got actually, you got posed for an interview because of your interviews actually quite recently, which was quite a big mainstream deal too, right?
Oh, the one this is my claim to fame. This is the one I posted in the chat because Mariella Frostrup is a very well-known British journalist, and you may have been following the news that on Monday the Chancellor of the Exchequer in the UK, I'm Irish, in the UK, announced they're going to look at CBDCs, and the Exchequer, the Chancellor said, we're calling it, he tweeted, called it a Bitcoin. And then I was invited onto Times Radio with Mariella Frostrup to explain Bitcoin. And I'm like going, I'm Irish, invited onto the UK to explain Bitcoin. That was fun. The irony may lose its thrill over the Atlantic, but it was a lot of fun, I have to say.
And I'm not even over the Atlantic. I'm over the Pacific, but I totally got the irony in that. I love it. Like, it's great.
And I was paid for it as well.
Yeah, getting paid in crypto is great, right? So I think this is a really good thing that we can talk about with Cryptowriter, because the way that it was set up with you guys when you originally set it up was that you were looking around the space and you were saying, okay, well, we need to incentivize people to create good content, and we need that content out there in the space, right? Which wasn't always happening in the world. I mean, we're not all geniuses like Ken Bozak, who have figured out ways to like monetize ourselves and our content beyond belief. Like, he blows my mind every single time I see some crazy new thing that he's doing, right? Because like you really are a genius in that respect, Ken.
I'm literally winging it, I swear. Absolutely winging it. I'm like Buzz Lightyear, bro. I'm falling with style.
To infinity and beyond.
Exactly.
I mean, if that's what winging it looks like, I'm gonna throw myself out of a plane. And
dude, I'm the epitome of faking it till you make it, and then still faking it after you made it.
I like it. It's good. So, So what do you guys think? Like, Lars as well. Like, you mentioned this as well, right? You're at a point now where like you're doing art, in the crypto space for a living, right? I know Corey has worked really hard. He's been involved in this project, this uplifting that he's been doing forever. And now he's at the point where like he's doing this for a living, right? We're all kind of in this in this weird zone, gray area where we're doing things for a living, and I think that's just a really interesting thing.
Do I send the invoice to you afterwards, Jimmy?
It's on the US. That's why.
We're getting paid for this?
Yeah.
What?
Right?
I feel like Sean's been holding out on me. It was like, hey,
Yeah,
Joe, you want
Your
to?
appearance piece.
These uplift guys are loaded.
Okay, number one, we're not loaded, and we're okay. That's not what I'm saying. You know,
Jimmy quickly clarifies right away. Wait, whoa! There's no money here.
They're swimming in it. They're swimming in it.
No. But I like okay, right? So, but like seriously, we are in this space now where we're starting to see investment into the space, right? We're starting to see people taking this space seriously. We're starting to see people monetizing businesses instead of themselves, right? Because up until now, what would you do? You would go onto something like Steam It, and you would write an article and you would get a few Steam tokens, right? And then if Steam was good, that you might get some tokens there. You might do this, you might do that. But I think like we're on the breaking ground of this becoming a reality, as opposed just to this becoming like fantasy land, as opposed to, oh, you're one of those crazy guys that are playing video games for a living. No, you're one of those crazy guys that are making a living playing video games when everyone else is completely screwed because, they're not making money in the real world because the economy is shut down, right? Like, I think there's a differentiation there. I don't know where I'm going with this, but I'm just going to stop and let somebody else talk.
I'll say, I think crypto is sort of like the land of opportunity. Everyone here is kind of fallen down the rabbit hole. And if you stick around long enough, the opportunities present themselves. I know for the last 5 years, I was working other jobs, but every second I wasn't working, I was like staring at my phone and connecting with people, learning, and eventually you get to the point where the opportunity presents itself and you're blessed to be in crypto full time. So it's been an awesome journey.
I can echo that. Dude, I love is that because I've been writing in this space. I mean, I'm a journalist in the old traditional world, and because it's so new here, because you mentioned at the start, Jimmy, that I've got to speak with some very interesting people as well as Corey. But it's just it's interesting because it's so new. I get to interview the CEOs in this space, and that's amazing because ordinarily you don't get near them unless you're the head honcho in the Financial Times, whatever. And that's been, I mean, like, I love that. And it's not just powerful people, it's people who've got really good ideas. So it could be a small project, but there's a really big idea. And so, like, one of my best interviews ever was this woman who is a BDSM writer based in Thailand, who is an OnlyFans performer. And just amazing. Just the energy this woman had was just amazing. I'm going, wow. And she, because when she moved from Australia to, not America, sorry, to, I think it was Thailand, she was a large lady, so she lost weight. And then she did have some operations and she earned crypto. And she did a lot of hard work on her body. And it was, she called it a body built by crypto because she paid for all the operations that she needed. How cool is that? I mean, like, wow.
Yeah,
the world's your oyster. Whatever you want to do.
Yeah, it's crazy. I never thought I'd get paid whatever change Sean has in his pocket for my writing. Yeah, I know. I was also thinking about starting an OnlyFans, and it would have been wildly unpopular.
Kenny can give you some tips. I think he's already started his.
I started my OnlyFans over a year ago.
I paid money for that smile.
It wasn't picking up till last night with the towel thing. It's rock and roll.
Kenny, I'm gonna steal your idea, and maybe we can do some cross promotion for our OnlyFans. Two hairy guys with a lot of hair.
Yeah,
big
I'll
smile,
sign up
big
for your
smile.
OnlyFans if you sign up for my OnlyFans.
Yeah. Okay. So like basically, we'll be each other's only customers, and we'll go from there.
Only fan.
Only fan.
Lars can do a dark pinup shoot.
That's
with,
right.
Bozak and Joe.
Yep.
I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. Lars.
What's that?
Ready for my close-up.
Very close up. Want a telephoto lens.
There's a market for that, guys.
so-
you do know that.
Oh, I know. Especially, man, you get into niches, and when you get into like crypto dudes, that's a niche. Like if you're into that there's a market. But my Jimmy, you said the little anecdote you made about Steemit was actually was like my red pill into all this craziness. Was I had a friend here in Minneapolis who I respect the dude so much. His name's Mark Bailey, and he's just such a genius with technology and everything. He's one of the few people that if he just tells me I should do something in technology, I'll just blindly take his advice. But he had an account and he wanted me to join just so I could upvote him. And I had no idea what that meant. So, and then he's like, you should probably just do an introduction post. And I did. And my introduction post on Steemit made like almost $4,000. And I was just like, yeah, that was like the early days when like Charlie Shrem and shit was on Steemit. And, but I ended up getting blasted up to like almost $4,000. And I was just like, I kept saying to Mark, I was like, I know this isn't like real money, but I like, what is it, like coupons or something? And he's like, no, dude, that's real money. That's real money. And I was like, fuck you. And so I thought it was like points. And then he showed me basically at that time how to move it through like Shapeshift. And the moment it showed up in my account, I was just like, my bank account, I was like, okay, fuck, man, I'm all in on this. So so Steemit was actually my introduction to this, and then it's just gotten deeper and deeper. And then most recently, like the last couple of years with EOS Detroit, I was basically like Rob was, basically bootstrapping EOS Detroit with his own funds, and he was having it was hard to compete against the EOS like block producers because so many of those were just financed by like millions of dollars, and it's so I basically told Rob, I was like, dude, this is an attack vector here, man. Like we can go in and I can do like comics. I can do like art comics and basically tell the EOS IO story through comics. And, eventually it's, it really just came down to money. And I think the first like 7 or 8 months I was working with EOS Detroit, no one was getting paid. And then a few things changed and we got moved up the ranks in BP. But then all of a sudden the NFT revolution happened, and like it was actually perfect because we've been doing art already for like over a year. So like our wheels were already greased, and that's how we did it. I look like an NFT.
No, I mean that the office really should be an NFT. That's interesting. That's kind of how I got started as well. Except it wasn't Steemit, because Steemit annoyed me because there was like too many keys and wallets, and so I was in the EOS system like after the airdrops, and then I started writing for Tribe. And it's funny because like around the time that I was writing for Tribe was I think around the time that Kenny and Sean, you guys started with the original kind of crypto writer thing. And I remember you guys going through the Telegram channels across space and time and dropping links and doing like certain articles and there was a lot of connectivity between a lot of the social projects that were out there. And I always thought it was interesting what you guys did, because you did something that the rest of the projects didn't do. You didn't release your own token, right? And so like maybe like can you tell the story of like why you came up with this concept of crypto writer and how that got started for people that might not know, and why you did it the way you did it?
I mean, Kenny started the EOS writer back in the day, and it was just his own personal blog. He started writing about EOS. Eventually it grew. People in the community wanted to participate and write for it. And then I joined, I wrote something that was well received, and I connected with Kenny, and we started talking about how to boost this thing to the next level outside of EOS. I had come from the electronic music scene and had a successful electronic music kind of community driven promotional site. And when I kind of had kids and all that, I fell out of that scene, but I always regretted not continuing with that. And when I met Kenny and he was at the point ready to expand outside of EOS, I had some ideas. We hit it off and we started putting our pitch together, and we're lucky enough to find some funding from Voice to make it happen. And that led to us recruiting all these awesome people. Jillian was probably one of the first high level content creators we got. And then from there, we knew we wanted to be more like, as a community-driven publication, it wasn't just the content. We wanted to tell a story. Brandon Lovejoy, who is good buddies with Lars, he was one of our early writers too. And we knew we wanted to do some sort of brand mascot to kind of like weave through the story. And Brandon hooked us up with Lars, and then maybe Lars can take it from there and discuss how Finney was born, because
so I actually knew that, like, I knew we'd probably be talking about this, so I actually brought up the original email, and this was the greatest thing, because I basically presented Kenny and Sean with 5 possibilities, and looking back on this, I had this like idea of like a manic scribe, because I'm a Magic the Gathering player, and that's actually an MTG card. But basically, this character is just like basically like under a spell that just writes constantly. And then I had keys, like a set of keys, and then an old typewriter, and what's this? The Muse, and then the final one was this Android idea, which was like the most out there. Like I was like, I even said in that section, I was like, all right, this one's like really far out there. I'm sure you guys won't be into it, because it's like I just enjoy drawing androids. So like and I warned them, I was like, I'm always going to try to throw an android into like any project you guys want to do. And the 2 of them were just like, we love the android kid. So that was like, I mean, it was the weirdest one, but so then we got started on, well, I think the first one was just a banner for the voice Cryptowriter community. And it was like really narrow because it had to fit the constraints of like the voice header. And, and it's really, that's one of the things I love so much about this crypto space. Like, it's the Wild West, like this ended up just being like a small character that's kind of taken on a life of its own, and sort of like its own personality. So that was how Finney was born.
One thing Kenny and I we learned early was that if you let people do what they're passionate about and don't restrain them, like that's the whole idea behind something community driven. We were never going to box anyone in and say, you write about this, you make a podcast about this. No, we kind of let them, give them the freedom to go where they want to go. So you get all these different perspectives and personality. And I think with Lars, I mean, we love the Android, but it was also, he loved the Android, right? He was going to put an Android in anything. So let him run with that Android. And now these Finney coins are selling for like $40. We're getting ready to activate the burn this evening, 8 p.m. Eastern, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We got a lot of people excited about it, so we'll see. Also, that membership card's going for like over $1,000, so that helps. People want it; they're willing to work for these things.
Yeah, I had a conversation last night with this like whale that was like, I don't remember I think I said the podcast was this morning, and we were talking about it, and the membership card came up, and he's like, man, he's like, by the time I found out out about the VIP cards, he's like, now I can't get one. So yeah,
but he can, Lars. He just has to become an active community member, become a familiar face. What it's invite only. So at first, the first early adopters that rushed in our chat, we just handed them out. But now we've kind of slowed that down, and we just want to give them to people that it all feeds into everything. So like when Joe does a behind the pixel, right, and we airdrop that artwork from the artist to all the membership card holders. It's those membership card holders who then go out and retweet and spread the word, spread the love. So that feeds back to the artist. It's all kind of intertwined. The membership cards, the behind the pixel, the gold Finney coins. It's pretty cool. I think we're on to something. We'll see here in the next couple weeks.
Yeah, just to speak to the letting people do what they're passionate about. It is a strange experience, especially since, I mean, I've only been doing this 2 months with Cryptowriter, and every time I have an idea, Sean's like, yeah, go do it. And it's strange. You know, I found people that are, you know, basically as insane as me and are just like, yeah, let's just go for it. Let's try it and see what happens. Like, I thought for the podcast, since we don't have any sponsors, I had this crazy idea that we start doing these like fake promotions. Like, let's take a moment to hear from our sponsors. And it was going to be this, you know, conversation between me and Sean, where I'm like finding out like, oh, you mean we don't have any sponsors? Am I getting paid for this? Sean, Sean, I didn't like that answer. Sean, don't walk away from me. But like, Sean's down in Miami. So like, he's not in this office space with me. And I told Sean, I was like, I've got this strange idea. It's going to be an argument between you and me, but you're only going to hear my side of it. And I'm just going to make fun of you. And he was like, well, let's try it. Let's see what happens. And I ended up not doing it because like these conversations I'm having with like the women of crypto art, I'm talking with like sex workers and people about like gender, about like race issues. My sense of humor doesn't fit in those very serious conversations. And we ended up not doing it. But, you know, if I can find a way to like make fun of Sean into anything else that I'm doing, I try to find a way to squeeze it in there.
We should do that.
Yeah.
I saw Corey nodding his head down there when you were talking about working with people who are almost as crazy as you.
Yeah. It's so strange. It's like, you know, I've always been creative, and like, honestly, like, I never thought I'd make any money for my writing. You know, everyone wants to be the next. He hasn't
paid you yet, has he? He's not going to pay you.
He's just
you're paying him. You're paying him.
Yeah, he's just keeping a tally. Like, it's just a piece of paper in his office. Like, all right, Joe should have been paid this much. Maybe we'll pay him someday.
I just flip Joe a gold shekel every few hours to keep him slow drip of gold Finney coins to keep him engaged.
But yeah, it's just, it's cool, and like the potential is there, and like all I'm doing is finding art that I like, talking to artists that I like about ideas that you know, I was an English teacher before our kid. Now I'm a stay-at-home dad, and you know, I'm starved for attention. And Sean's just like, all right, you want a podcast where people will talk to you? Like, I mean, maybe that's how we give you attention and an audience that will listen to you just blather on about stuff. And it's just, it's fun. It's exhausting, but it's still a lot of fun. Titillating.
That was the earlier bit. But I was tempted to jump in, although I don't want to give Sean a big head. But I have to say, when I joined the team last year, I'd been writing, obviously, as a professional for many years. And then the last little while, I wasn't being paid for my writing. And not being paid for your writing is a bit painful. You know, you're kind of going, is it not worth something? And it wasn't even the amount. I think I got gold shekels as well, you know. But Sean would read all my pieces and he'd go, yeah, I really like that. I'm going, really? Really? Like a puppy dog? And it's amazing how somebody's belief in you. And I think I love now, I'm now obnoxious. I write to a certain style that's totally my own. And it's all his fault because he let me do it. And now I'm not going to go back to business writing. No, I like my crazy writing. So thank you, Sean. You've spoiled me for any other publication in the world.
This is an interesting parallel to me, because I think like a lot of people who do these types of creative things, they're not always seen, right? There's a lot of artists that are like in back rooms of the internet that, you know, don't get the attention. There's a lot of really good writers out there that don't get the attention. And actually, Corey and I had, I think it was maybe Jonah from Atomic Assets on the show, talking about like his awesome Minecraft builds, like way back in the day before Minecraft, you know, was what we did with it, and like nobody ever saw these builds, and he was so like sad about it. And so like, you know, utilizing the blockchain space to be able to essentially build like a living, non-ever dying monument like in these things, I think is really amazing, right? Because this art's going to be on blockchain, right? And if it's on Wax, it's going to always be there because, you know, Ethereum, it's not going to crash when the server goes down because it's only IPFS or something that Corey just taught me the other day. About
solid delivery, Jimmy. Solid delivery.
Yeah, it's good. Well, I mean, people need to know that, like, you know, the only reason the show works is because of your brilliance. I'm just a front man that, you know, doesn't deliver very well, apparently.
I think the only thing our show needs is me in a shower with a towel. Like, I think that's the one piece that's been missing. I don't have enough tattoos, and my beard sucks compared to some people's beards. But like, I'll work on that. I have work to do. Is my point. Like, I've got some upgrade to do personally, and we'll get there.
You really got to work on yourself, man.
I do.
See, every podcast is therapeutic and everyone just exploring their demons for everyone to watch publicly. That's all it is. We're fixing Corey. He needs to work on himself. And now we're here as an intervention to tell him, yeah, you need to work on your beard, man. Like, what are you doing with your life?
Seriously. Yeah. Like, usually I'm in like a decent middle of the pack on the beard, but with you two fuckers here, I have beard envy. It's a thing. So I'll work on myself.
Well,
and
like,
share that with the world.
We've been in a pandemic for a year. We're finally starting to come out of it. I feel like the time has passed. I do. Yeah, I feel like you missed an opportunity. My hair has not been cut in a year. That's why Jimmy and I look like we could be siblings. But Sean decided that I'm the pretty face to put on the podcast. But I just found out it's only audio.
The audio.
There's no video component to it, which was news to me. But Jimmy at least got a camera put in front of his face, which must be very validating. Like, people aren't scared away from the wild hair and the beard. I wish I had that in my life. Someone believes in me, Jimmy.
Well, my hair's still wild. It grows up.
Yeah. But yeah, go back to the artists in the dark corners of the internet and this. I was talking to our next artist that we're going to do a drop with. His name's Stephen Lotus. And the way I found him was because Instagram and their algorithm was like, hey, you should follow this person. And I was like, okay. And I loved his stuff. But how many people are we missing because the algorithms aren't working in their favor or my favor, for that matter? You know, like, how many writers, artists are out there just waiting for an eyeball to like see like, hey, look at all this stuff that I'm making, you know? And we're just like reliant on Twitter and Instagram, just hoping that something clicks. And we're just like searching in the dark.
Fuck off.
Yeah, it's awful. And I don't know, that's kind of what we're trying to do with Behind the Pixel itself, is that like, no, there are people at the bottom with like 100 followers, but are really, really talented and need to be seen by more people.
You're going to me as an artist soon, because I've done pictures including of, you think I'm joking. You had said, I've done 42 illustrations of all my guests in my booth. And they're going to go into NFTs. And actually, Darren Cullen, who was your guest, he's helping me. So these are going to be real life things.
Yeah, we're actually going to have him on. We're actually going to have him on next Wednesday for our Media Mogul show, I believe. So that's going to be sweet.
He's. I love him. He's gorgeous. He's a real. Sean, this is actually where you let me down, because you love my writing, but you didn't like my illustration of you. You went, I'm going, it's so good. It even looks like you.
Look, I did so well. People might even know it's you. That's how good.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, some of my illustrations, I call them a mix between Quentin Blake and a 5-year-old. So some of them you go, oh, that's definitely Sean. And some you go, who is that?
Yeah. This is a person you know?
You should maybe like this person? Jillian, you should maybe do a variant cover on the book, your own cover.
Well,
that would be good.
Well,
get some
I'm
trace.
write a new one. I've got enough content, Sean, my editor, for a new one. You remember the joy you had the last time round?
We've gotten smarter this time, though.
I mean, it looks like we're through, the crypto writer past present part. This is the future, what the future holds, the writer artist wars of the inner crypto writer circle. I think it's going to be good.
Yeah, the future is somewhat unknown, but we have some ideas. Lars can share an idea of where Finney is going. So Finney, those of you who don't know, Finney came to Earth. We did like a 3-card set tied to a story. Finney's arrival. He comes to Earth to discover crypto, and this guy, Peter Schiff, takes a liking to Finney because he's made out of gold and tries to pull him in different directions. But this story is going to continue in a card drop, and Lars and his team will be behind the artwork of that drop. And I'm thinking we're gonna bring in some guest writers. Mark Bailey will continue with the story, but then bring in different writers from Cryptowriter to maybe write point of views for some of the different characters we introduce. But Lars, maybe you can share at least one of the ideas we have for Finney and Peter Schiff, or Lars.
I mean, it better be Peter Schiff trying to cop a field because Finney's made it gold. Like that needs to be in that comic book somewhere.
So, okay, for legal reasons, I think his name's just Schiff.
That's what I said. I think I said.
No. Sean's really putting a point on who we're talking about. But so it's just an interpretation of a random character that happens to love gold. Anyway, so yeah, the 3-card drop we did, the promo drop. I mean that was like some of the most satisfying comic work we've done this year. I work with Adam Sword. He's the same dude that I work on with Garbage Pail Kids for Tops. But he and I are just old school comic book. I've actually met him at a really shitty comic convention that happens out here every year except for 2020. Really, I would go to these conventions with just like $40 to spend on like zines and self-published comics. And then I met Adam, and that's how we became friends. So when we did get the opportunity to work on Garbage Pail Kids, I just hit up someone that I knew was talented and can actually deliver on deadlines. And Adam and I started working on that. But then Adam got thrust into this whole NFT world, along with me, I guess, kind of like a backdraft thing. And, so when it came to the 3-card promo drop for Cryptowriter, Adam helped me with all the color for those. And now we're planning on releasing basically like a full set, like an actual legit grown-up Finney set. But I guess some of the story I could like sort of give you on the back end of him, where he's going, is that the idea was that like his chest will open up, and when it does, with inside his chest, he has like a chestahedron, the EOS chestahedron, of course. And so the idea is that like Shift is this kind of manipulative character that's, kind of constantly led by greed. And the idea was we were going to kind of get Shift to try to talk him out of his chestahedron, which he does. And that's how he like smelted it. He like melts it down. So all those Finney tokens that are circulating in the world are made out of, basically his chestahedron, but it was replaced. He gave him in lieu of the gold chestahedron, he gave him like a steel one. So it's like a different color. And Finney was, is easily manipulated. And when he installed it into his chest, it finally closed this circuit of connectivity where he's able to tap into the truth. Like it's basically a frequency of truth where, and that was kind of the tie-in, is that the Cryptowriter articles are giving new people in the blockchain space an opportunity to like have some kind of truth. So it's almost like just a frequency. And that's eventually where the story is going to go, is that he basically finds this kind of truth frequency with the installation of the new chestahedron made out of a different metal. It's coming. It's involved, man. When we first came up with an Android kit, it was just supposed to look cool, but it's really taken on a life of its own. And Mark Bailey, our friend, is a super talented writer, and he's helped me develop the story. And me, Sean, and Kenny just have these like late night Telegram like creative sessions where I think the most recent one involved a gorilla. I mean, it's the story. The story is like really, really going far.
Okay.
Are we muted or not?
Sorry, we're like passing notes in class. We're so inspired.
No, I like it. I think I kind of want to listen in on some of those notes. I think
I wish you were here in Miami, bro.
Jimmy wants to get in.
All
on
of you guys,
notes.
even the lady bro. It would be way cooler if we were all in the same room, and I can't wait until that happens. Now, mostly it was just like, hey, I'll show you yours if you show me. I'll show you mine if you show me yours. And so that's what we were doing. It was weird.
I mean, before the image we saw earlier, I would have just figured Ken was showing you his latest NFT, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, well, no, I actually do know what his next 2 NFTs look like, and they're fucking amazeballs. So that's a whole other story. We'll let him tell that. I'm not going to show you guys, but I'm just going to show him. So I'm pulling this every day off our planet.
People, make them show, make them share. That's not me.
So, actually, that's a good question. Like, are Finneys going to be on our planet? Is that something that you guys are looking at?
If Big Shot Bonds allows it. No, we've submitted our form. We're just waiting.
I've talked to Nazar about a few projects. He's the actual, decision maker, I suppose. And yeah, their list now is like 100 long plus, right? They're getting requests basically every day, and I think they have a plan to start scaling it. And just because they don't even have enough time to add people to it, but I imagine it'll start upgrading pretty fast. Hopefully, they'll figure out the inflation rate, though.
Yeah, I got really blessed with getting listed on there myself. It was just one of those projects like Alien Worlds, and same with like Uplift and Chirp and everything with Dust and Nifty Wizards. When these projects came onto my plate, months ago when they were just starting up, I supported them as much as I could, and to see them grow and show me that support back later on, that's respectable and I love it. So just shout out to projects like Uplift, Alien Worlds, and Our Planet, and all of them that, just show people the amount of love back that they got when they just started. They didn't really. I don't think Bonds and all these people like Michael Yates are going to forget their bros while they're coming up, and I've seen them remember their bros. So.
Yep.
I don't think it would be too far-fetched to see Finney on Our Planet. Just Bonds is way overwhelmed, like Corey said.
Yeah, no, I think it's definitely going to happen. It's definitely going to happen.
Or somebody else will just steal Our Planet's idea, and you'll be on their platform.
I was telling Ken earlier, I'm starting to see like Bunny Ears land NFTs all over the place now, right? So I was yelling at Ken that he should make a land NFT. It doesn't have any land. It's ridiculous. It mines something, another NFT, some whatever, and then maybe some asshole with a metaverse will spin them up a world.
So yeah, well, actually, and there's tons of worlds and tons of cool things. And if you haven't been by, Ken Bozak's land and creative plot, like in the Uplift world, you should definitely go check it out. If you're
I can't wait to get my NFTs and my Minecraft plots over there.
We hired an image installer just to do that.
Nice,
like full time. That's all they're gonna do. And that goes out to anybody that has a community plot. You get a couple images free, so you can do an image and a QR code or a couple images, whatever you want. So add us if you like, DM me, whatever you want. Send me the pictures. We're gonna start doing that this week.
I have about $10,000 worth of NFTs that are available for free for people that are mining on my Alien Worlds, and I'm probably going to put about $10,000 worth of NFTs in my Uplift plot as well.
That functionality could be done within 10 days.
Nice.
Yeah, we're hoping. Wow. We got a lot of other stuff on the plate, but that's like top 3 priority list for us right now.
Yeah, and Sean, you guys are in there now. You've got your plot. You're putting things together. I would imagine there's going to be some pretty cool artwork and installments built as well. I think you guys are probably going to throw some points.
I could offer you a nice picture of a young man. Looks a bit like you. I think that should be on the wall.
Well, right when you walk in, boom.
Jill is not giving up on her art. She is going to make it as an artist.
I am tenacious.
Yes. And you do not mess with Jillian. If she wants something, you just say yes. Okay, we'll find a way. I have learned the hard way that you do whatever she says, but also you do not talk badly about yourself. Because
I gave out yards to Joe. He was complimenting me, but dissing himself. I'm going, I take no pleasure from a compliment that is derived from you being mean to yourself.
Yeah.
I was really mean to Joe.
She was like, I'm very self-deprecating in everything I do. That's just how I am. But like I said something and Jill like sent me an email. She was like, you got to stop this. Like, I don't know who you are, but you're really fucking pissing me off. And I'm like, I'm sorry. What did I do? Like,
and I said, you're bad mouthing yourself. Don't do that. Don't do that. Oh my God, there's enough people in this world queuing up to do it to you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's funny for me because like I get to work with like one of the best co-hosts of all time with the show and everything that we do. We have an awesome team, but I'm Canadian, so by default I say I'm sorry all the time, and I'll be like, oh, I'll send Corey a message and I'll be like sorry, and he'll send me back. He's like, I'm only accepting gratitudes at this time. And now like I actually have to be like I have to actually think about it, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to reword this so that like he's gonna make me feel better about saying that about myself. It's a weird way to like restructure your brain is all I'm saying, like, and it's really cool.
Yeah.
Right? Sorry,
hey, we gotta go. We've got like bottles of scotch to drink and other podcasts to do.
Okay. Well, thank you for dropping in, and we'll probably see you over on the Uplifters channel at some point. Probably over on Ken Bozak's channel at some point. You guys enjoy the rest of the conference. I'm sure it's going to be amazing. Thanks for at least jumping in for this long.
Yeah, shout out to the Finneys. Get your coin. Get ready. Happening.
Boom.
Later, guys.
Ken,
right,
I'll DM you for your OnlyFans link, and we'll hash that out.
Oh yeah, let's get that
See,
set
the
up.
problem is people think I'm kidding until they look me up on Pornhub and OnlyFans and find out the hard way that I am not kidding.
It's the smile. It's the smile.
10 years of braces. So it's a very unnatural smile. It's artificially beautiful.
It works. It works.
Thank you all. Have a beautiful day.
You too. Again.
All right, can we talk about, Ken? Like, what is up with the shower pictures?
I'll say it though. Like Ken is like he says he's just throwing things out there, right? But like in my opinion, like he is a marketing genius. Like he's taken like the monetization of himself and like everything that he does like to a next level. And like this is something like I think actually Sean is really good at this as well. Sean and I have had lots of late night conversations for me, and probably way too long early morning conversations for him. If we ever flip it around, he'll be super happy because they'll be more bearable. But it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, hey, do you got time? Let's suss something out. He's like, yeah, I mean, like I got time for a quick chat. But the joke is like, yeah, that's going to be at least 20 minutes, if not longer. Like, quick 20 minutes, right? I've got time for a quick 20 minutes, which is like 2 hours. But like the things that Sean says and the things that the Cryptowriter team is doing, I think with this Crypto-Finney in general, and the way that they've looked at the gamification aspects, which I'm sure Lars had a big part in, and other people had a big part in as well. But like it blows my mind because it's really some smart hockey actually. And I think it's really well done. But I would actually put Ken Bozak on like another tier above that, because like what he's done, what he's accomplished over the last decade, right, is just amazing. And like it's funny, he once said to me, he's like, I was standing outside this crypto conference and I didn't have a ticket, and I tried to get in or something and I couldn't get in, and like the guard said like I wasn't allowed in, and then like one of the main presenters walked out and said, "Ken, what the hell are you doing out here?" And like he basically held my hand and walked me through the door, and the guard's like, "What's going on?" Right? Like you get these images of like, really famous people in Hollywood going in nightclubs like, in the 1950s or 1960s that you didn't even know about, which is funny because like we live in this modern world blockchain space. So, and it really is like it's a new game, right? Like we're out here. Sean said, what did you said? Was it $1,000 or was it $6,000? I got that wrong. The membership card for
6,000 wax, which I think's about $1,000.
Yeah, so 6,000 wax, like that's crazy, right? You guys have been doing this for just over a month now, I think, since all these have dropped, maybe.
Yeah, I think though it's. I mean, we didn't. I've told you this before too. We didn't want to just mint NFTs to mint NFTs and try to sell it. I think the reason why this is starting to have some success is because the whole backstory that Lars helped created, the content that people like Jillian and Joe have created that tie into this whole crypto. The hardest thing I ever have to do is explain to someone what I do for a living, right? When they ask me, what is Cryptowriter? It's like it's a 2-hour conversation. Yeah. But we had all these ideas and there's all these interconnected pieces and they're tied to each other. And now through NFTs, through Finney and the Finney's arrival, and now Crypto Finney and the behind the pixel, it's all starting to like come together. It's really cool to see. I don't know where we don't know where it's going, but we do know that it feels like we're onto something. The community in our Telegram Discord has been awesome. They've been like as active as a community can get. And why? Because they have that membership card. They're working towards that membership card. And then for us, it's like, how can we keep driving value back to those card holders, right? It's a loop. I think the model's working, but again, no idea where it's really heading, where the ceiling is.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing that maybe I really like about the crypto space in general is that it seems that people are a lot more incentivized to do things for their own because it's something that they believe in, as opposed to like a 9-to-5 day job, right? And I can actually kind of see that with everyone on this call, myself included in a way too. But I'm biased, obviously. But like I can see that you people are putting your heart and soul into this because it means something to you. Because bringing the art out into the space, or because bringing those stories of those obscure, like over the edge idealistic CEOs that are creating these like random crazy new things, or just getting your art out there into the world that has been your passion forever, right? Or getting like you said, the writing out there in the world. And I think like this happens sometimes in the crypto space, and I don't think it happens all the time. I think it happens sometimes. I think there's really interesting groups or pockets of people or projects or even collective projects in general, or artists that like get together and everything they touch essentially just turns to gold because they're working collaboratively, collectively together to push what they believe together with the other people in the space forward, right? Or you have the other side of it where it's a dog-eat-dog world and people are just out there to get their own stuff. But I think as time goes on, what you're going to see from both people who are in the space, who are members in the space, and projects that are working in the space is those ones that are going to be successful are going to be those ones that have, as the foundation, something that, progresses not only the financial side of things, but also the usability side of things, also the functionality side of things, and also the community side of things. And I think for me, I see a lot of that in the Cryptowriter community and what you guys are all kind of collectively working together to achieve.
Yeah, crypto's, at least for me, has been unique in a sense that it's driven by community. It's driven by connectivity. you go online and Telegram, wherever, and you start hanging out and you start learning, and the next thing you know, you're connecting with other people. And then, these are all people that want to be in crypto. They don't want to be doing whatever else they're doing. They want to do crypto like all the time. And what happens is, just like Kenny and I, we connected and we had some ideas, and then we pulled in people like Cheney and people like Lars, and you just start building things. And there is the opportunity to make money. I mean, I call it crypto magic. A lot of times money just like gets made out of thin air. I stake something here and boom, there's a return. And then I take that and I move it over here. It's a really exciting space to be in. And, there are ups and downs, but I think we're just getting started. Voice kind of gave us a little kick in the nuts when they decided to pivot, and it caught us off guard. But luckily, our plan for NFTs and what we were doing with Finney, kind of like the opportunity was there. We just needed to forge ahead, right? We got kicked off course, but we just kept moving forward. And it's really gratifying to see in a matter of weeks through our NFT product, we've got this incredible community that's it's spanning far and wide. We see the people pouring into the groups, and now we got to give something back to them, right? And what is that? That's our content, that's NFTs, and that's that overall feeling of being part of something, being part of a community. And I think we're doing a pretty good job of providing that.
Yeah, I mean, in the broader crypto space, EOS sometimes gets a hard knock, and even within the EOS space, EOS-IO space, EOS gets a hard knock. Sometimes for me on our show. But one of the things that I keep coming back to is, despite all the things that I don't agree with that they've done and that they're still doing, one of the things that they did actually do right was they took that EOS and they invested it, and in my opinion, not financial advice, they invested it and they got Bitcoin. And this set them up for the whole bear run. That company, that Block One EOS Foundation, the people who are running the code, they have enough money to be able to weather like 5 or 6 or 10 or 20 winters, right? They no matter how we feel they should be spending it or they aren't spending it, that move right there was essentially what solidified them when many of the other projects back in the 2017, 2018, ICO crunch era lost. And Corey always says this about the uplift too, right? Like we're in the middle of a great crypto time right now, right? People are throwing darts like at a dartboard and they're making money. They're making magical internet money, but they're making money, right? And so this is the thing. If you look around the space for projects, I think Cryptowriter is a really good example where you're setting up some sort of alternate value, right? Both financially and structurally, right? So you've got a couple great podcasters. You've got Lars doing what he's doing with some amazing art, right? You guys are doing what you're doing with the mechanics behind Finney itself, and you're bringing that content to the world. You're building that base. I mean, we're doing a very similar thing in the uplift, right? Like we're creating this, giant metaverse community type of thing where we're absorbing, the best parts of all of these projects, right? You guys will be in there. I really hope to see, some of Lars's artwork on the wall, or some of your Cryptowriter artwork on the wall, or some of, even
Sean's picture on the wall.
Yeah. Even like potentially, right? Like we can put like NFTs of some of your interviews and like monumental moments and stuff like that. I mean, hashtag them, what Joe learned today, like something really fun, right? And like this is the thing, right? By building this community, by building this structure that incentivizes people both financially and on a social level, right? I think that's really important. And I think that's what people are going to remember in the crypto winter. That's how people are going to get through the crypto winter, right? They're going to come in and they're going to say, okay, well, everybody else is exiting because Bitcoin's a scam because it's only worth like $100,000 now. And screw that. Like, we'll scam Bitcoiners. You know, we know this is going to happen, whether it gets to $100,000 or not. I'm not going to say, but this is going to happen, right? And people will be looking back at like the history of this show, hopefully, and understanding, you know, where you guys came from, where we came from, where our other guests have come from. You know, great projects like what Lars is doing over there with EOS Detroit, like all the hard work that they put into you know, make this basically the best space to be in. And as Joe said, get people who really want to be doing this for a living, a livelihood out of it. And I think that's really important. That's my kind of rant, I guess. So,
I mean, I think crypto kind of takes down a lot of the boundaries. It doesn't matter if you're an artist, you know, doing artwork on your dirt floor out here. If you can learn how to mint an NFT, you can make some money. If you're someone out here who wants to get involved, there's thousands of crypto communities where you can find, you know, a sense of belonging, and that's awesome. I mean, for a lot of the successful projects in crypto, it is a matter of timing. You know, you happen to be in the right place. Like, I think Uplift World, Cryptowriter, what we're doing now, it's the right time for it. If you tried to pull Uplift World 2 years ago, who knows? I met a lot of people in crypto who had these great ideas, but they were just too soon, right? But it's like over the last bear market, the plumbing's been laid. And now some of these ideas, the tech's gotten to a point where we can put them into action and they'll actually be adopted. People rush in and want to be a part of those communities projects. So that's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, timing is everything. I mean, even in art, can you imagine like the Warhol Campbell Soups, like, you know, image selling for, you know, thousands of dollars like it did back in the day? Like, that would be like what are you doing? That's like, what's happening here, right? Like, it's all about. It's all about
one thing I always think about with timing is, again, going back to Steemit, because I'm friends with a lot of the folks that like started, you know, basically ran Steemit before the, you know, Tron takeover. But it was right after they basically initiated their DAO for the first time. So they had this work proposal system in place. And I was like, this is like 2018. So really dark time. And I was like, when the DAO came out, I was like, I'm going to be the first work proposal on here, and it's going to be for art. And I wrote up this whole thing about how I was going to do this. I had this idea for a comic that was Steemian versus the bear. So Steemian was this like superhero, and the bear was like this big Zangief looking Russian dude. And there was no story. It was basically them just fighting endlessly. And it would reflect the actual market. So, you know, obviously of the 7 or 8 pages I drew, it was basically just the bear beating the shit out of the Steemian. Because like, you know, Steam would go down to 8 cents and you'd think, well, I can't go any lower than that. And then it would go down to 6 cents, you know? So like when I draw that page, it was therapy, really, like Joe said. It was just me finding a way to deal with my depression about it. And so I would draw these scenes where the bear would just be like elbowing him in the face over and over again, and like just totally brutal, violent shit. And I was like, all right, I'm going to make this DAO proposal to try to like raise some funds from the community to do a comic. But it was 2018, and everybody's just like, everyone right off the bat, we're like, what are you talking about, man? No one gives a shit about art. You know, they're like, you know, like it was just crazy because like that same exact proposal right now, you know, if it was tokenized, would just be like, people would be like falling over it to support it. But in, you know, mid 2018, it was just too early, and you know, it never happened. But I always think about that when I see everybody like shitting their pants about NFTs now. I was like, oh man, I was there in 2018 suggesting this.
I mean, it's crazy for me, right? Because like I don't really do that much anymore, to be honest. Like I don't do what I used to do. Like what I used to do is I used to write about like the whole space, and then I kind of got sucked into the EOS world, and then I used to write and do stuff with the EOS space, and now I'm so sucked into this like NFT potential gaming, incentivizing people by essentially, putting everything not everything on the blockchain, right? We don't need everything on the blockchain, but like these assets on the blockchain for games and things like that I don't even pay attention to price. I don't even pay attention to what's happening anymore, right? Like that, and like you said, like that, the elbow to the side of the bear's head, that's essentially the world that I live in, except it's like opposite and it's much more positive. It's like the bear giving me a bear hug and like, me being warm and not afraid because like I'm in the clutches of something amazing that's going to change the world, right? Like this is going to be nuts. What happens with art, music, like all of this, right?
Even 2018 and 2019 for me was still really, really good for the same reasons, Jimmy. Like I think that's the thing is like if you came into this space because you were looking to get rich, then those like winners are really dark times. And they're always dark. I mean, it's always a lot more fun when you could basically, take part in any ICO and make like tens of thousands of dollars. That's a lot of fun. But, like I was just, my red pill with blockchain was the thing that, I mean, it really wasn't a money thing. It was more the philosophy behind it all, the idea. I mean, at heart, I was like a young anarchist when I was like a teenager. So like, this is more or less that for me. It's like, I've made this comparison. I live in Minneapolis, and everybody, like, to be topical with the news and everything, George Floyd Square is only about a mile from where I live. Oh, wow. And it's an existing DAC in the real world, in meat space. It's this decentralized community. It's an autonomous zone, and it's a really cool thing to participate in all of this since 2016, and then see little examples of decentralization pop up in the real world, especially close to home, and to feel like I kind of have a place in both that world here and the blockchain world online.
It's funny because I can't see you that well because like the office is awesome and stuff, but Minneapolis is very close to where I went to school, just north of the border, and I'm from a really famous town that's not famous at all. It's one claim to fame is David Letterman's musician. Who you actually remind me of Paul Schaefer when you speak, and just like the composure and the way that you carry yourself, and like that's meant as a compliment. Like we just so calm and wise and non-emotional, but like talking about like, one of the things that like gets me all excited. So yeah, sorry.
Doesn't he do that laugh? that's what I need to start doing as you guys crack jokes. I'll just go.
That's good. That looks good with the background.
And you'd have to really be like an Uplift OG to get that. It'd be super deep cut inside joke. But thank you. Hey, listen, I don't know how long this thing's gonna go, but I have a meeting coming up here shortly. So I wanted to say real quick before I have to dip.
Well,
wait for it. Just
is that for real? Is that for real?
I think he's just messing with us.
Yeah, I think he did it on purpose.
Am I back?
Oh, you're back.
All right. I got the Starlink satellite, and it's really, really good and really fast. But every couple hours, I get about a 10-second downtime.
Seriously?
But, yeah, it's really good.
How the hell are you not excited about that? How?
I love it, dude. I'm so excited about it. I love it. It's great.
Sorry, go ahead.
Anyway, I also just like the idea that my Starlink subscription is funding Mars. But anyway, before I dip out of here, if anybody listening wants to just tweet me at @ComanUserSpade, I know it's long, but if you take the time, I will. I have about 10 Finney tokens that I can distribute. So anybody that hits me up with a Wax account or a EOS account, I can hook you up with some Finney coins.
You guys thought changing.
Are we allowed to do that?
You guys thought changing the plus sign was difficult. Start copying that name down before Lars disappears, because that's
what we should do.
Yeah, I will. I do have to cross-reference that. I do have to go make sure you're following Cryptowriter to do that. It'd be nice if you followed me in Uplift too.
Tonight.
But and Jillian's amazing. And Joe, I'm not. I guess you're in the
NFT Joe. NFT Joe.
Nice. Yeah, give us all a follow, and I'll check.
I'm on the internet.
I'll check my credentials, and then I have about 10 Finney tokens I can give away.
Awesome.
So, but I'm gonna have to dip out of here, guys. I have a meeting coming up. So good seeing everybody and spending the morning with all of you.
All right, take care, Lars.
Thank
See you, Lars.
See you, Lars. So
I have to wander off also. So
yeah, I think
this could get weird. This could get weird here with Joe and Jimmy.
I know
You're leaving too, so it's just going to be Jimmy and I.
No, I mean, I can stay for a little while longer, but I just hope I'm between the two.
the sandwich.
Yeah, I want the Joe and Jimmy sandwich with extra mayonnaise.
It's between two ferns, but
Yeah,
in this case, it's between two hairy men.
I tell you, I think that's a different show. I'm sure that's a different show.
You think it? That is. I think you're right. That might be a different show.
That took a really weird turn. But yeah, Jillian, obviously, you're one of my people that I look up to in space because I just love the way that you handle your interviews and the content that you put out. I think it's great.
I love doing it. It's a privilege, and I'm not. This is my serious face now. It's a privilege to do what I do. I love Sean for giving my love back. I love of writing back again. I will say that again and again and again because I'd lost it for a bit, and he accepted and he read my stuff. And he liked it. Cool new woman again. So no, and I love it. It's a privilege because what a wonderful space to be in and people to meet. And it's just wow.
Even me?
Especially you, Joe. That's why I'm not letting you put yourself down.
It's funny for me because I've known Kenny for a long time, as I mentioned, and I because of where I live, I could never get the voice registration because it was blocked in my country, and I said just use a VPN, and I was like, honestly, I just don't want to go through the hassle of doing it if they're not going to let me in anyway. I don't want to. I'm doing other stuff, and I was just being stubborn, right? And then Sean, we started talking about doing this roundtable thing and stuff like that, and then I was in and out, of the Cryptowriter Telegram before that, and doing various things, but. I started hanging out, with you guys, especially in the back rooms, but even in the front rooms, but mostly in the back rooms. And like you said, Jillian, the community that of the people that show up every day to do what they do, to bring this, Cryptowriter, to bring this Crypto Finney thing all together. And I'm not even that deep, I don't even see what happens, behind the scenes with all the negotiating and the planning and stuff like that. I just see the community coming together. And
that's
it's
Sean doing his. Will I wear a towel? Won't I wear a towel?
It's a really nice place to be. I mean, we notice the same thing with our community as well. We have a great set of admins in the Uplift channel, and we get asked the same question as I'm sure you guys do as well, Sean, with the Finneys. We put these articles. We're a publishing company in a way, right? And we put these articles out there for you guys to understand it. And did you read the article, or did you just come in and ask me to change your diaper and hold your hand and tell me what to do with your coins? Because if you keep doing that, I'm just going to tell you to send them my wallet, and that's going to be the end of it, right? That's kind of the level of where I get sometimes, right? But that's the thing, right? You go into these communities and you see all these people, and sometimes there's a disconnect between writers and videographers and artists, and there doesn't seem to be that here. It seems like it's almost like a family, right? And I really appreciate that. So and I think you're a great person to be in that family, Jillian. So thank you for everything.
Well, I'm very happy to be here. Very happy.
Who are you interviewing right now?
No, I'm actually going to a meeting. A meeting. Ooh, corporate world. Ooh. Whoops. I'm not interviewing. Oh no, actually no interviews today.
What?
Are you contracting someone to do the Sean Ballent NFT that for legal reasons you won't call it Sean Ballent NFT?
No, I'm going to come out with my 42, and Sean will be one of my, and you will know it's him. You'll say, I recognize him, and he's not naked or anything. It's just his face.
Well, I mean, we do live in the Zoom world. We're not really sure. I mean, he might not have pants on.
Deep fake Sean, yeah.
Could be. But I do have to go. This is very boring. I have to go.
Right.
This has been lovely. It's also lovely where I'm going to, but I do have to disappear off. So I will leave you three gentlemen. Sean is the meat and the sandwich, is he? Is that? I don't know.
Yeah, I hope so.
God.
Anyway, thank you so much for your time today. It was a lot of fun. Thank you.
All right, Jillian, take care.
See you, Joe.
Bye. Bye.
Before,
You guys really think
hey,
I kill?
I need to put a few things out there before we sign off. Tonight, like 7:45 p.m. Eastern, we are going to be throwing up a Zoom link or something. Anyone wants to join, because the Finney coin burn activation, and I can do that, burn activation gets enabled at 8 p.m. If you try to burn your coins now, nothing will happen. You'll get an error, but at 8 p.m., boom, it'll work. One question that always comes up is, are these Finneys pre-minted or minted when you burn the coin? They're all pre-minted and then randomly assigned. So doesn't matter if you're the first to burn your coin or the last, you have equal chance at getting one of the rarities. Tech Geek, Sean, can you discuss the mechanics of the burn a bit? Okay, so this is what I'm most excited about, is the burn mechanics, because what we've done is we've created burn mechanics that people don't know exactly what to do. Should I burn this? Should I save this? But basically how it works is this, okay? You start with a gold coin. If you burn a gold coin, you get a unique Finney, okay? And that unique Finney has all these different attributes, and some of the attributes are more rare than others. And if it's not published already, we will publish a list of all the attributes and exactly how many there are on both EOS and WAX. So you can basically look at your Finney and say, oh, it's got a gold watch. Well, there's only 3 gold watches out of there, so this Finney is probably pretty rare. Once you have, also it's important, all the Finneys, there's 5 different metals. Some metals more rare than the other. Rhodium is the most rare. I think gold's in the middle, and is platinum the least rare? I can't remember. But anyways, if you want to level up your Finney, you have to burn 3 of the same metal Finneys to level up to a bare metal Finney. Now, when you level up to a bare metal Finney, they have 3 different colored chestahedrons in their chest. And one of those colors is more rare than the middle color, and the middle color is more rare than the other colors. I can't remember exactly which colors are more rare. So there's rarities. You can burn your 3 metals, all same metal base Crypto Finney, level up to bare metal Finney, and then you might get a more rare colored chestahedron in the chest of that bare metal Finney of the same metal. So burn 3 of the same metal, get a bare metal in that same metal with a different chestahedron. Now, if you burn 2 bare metal Finneys, okay, they can be the same, they can be different colored chestahedrons, it doesn't matter, just the same metal. So 2 bare metal of the same metal chestahedrons, you get a Bitcoin miner, awesome animated Finney of that same metal. So let me put it this way. If you have 6 Crypto Finneys of the same metal, okay, you can level up to the Bitcoin miner Finney, right? Which is the ultimate Finney. But you need 6 of the same metal to get there, because when you burn 3 of each, right? So 3 on this side, 3 on this side, you get 2 bare metals of the same metal. When you burn 2 bare metals of the same metal, then you get the Bitcoin miner Finney, okay? Now, if someone, remember, there's different rarities to metals. There might be only 50, I think, rhodium Finneys on each side, on the WAX side and on the EOS side. So someone would have to accumulate 6 of those, 6 rhodium, to be able to get the ultimate rhodium Bitcoin miner Finney, okay? That's the burn mechanics, but here's where the game theory comes in. As Lars told you, Finney's story, his interaction with Peter Schiff and how those gold coins came to be, that's going to come out. That part of the story is going to come out at a later date. The question is, if everyone burns their coins, except for a few people, then those coins become rare. Also, what happens if everyone burns, or most people burn their coins, and we can show you that, hey, there's still, 5 rhodium rare Finneys out there, then all of a sudden, if you're holding one of those coins, if you're holding one of the 100 coins that haven't been burned yet, then the value of those gold coins might go up. So people are kind of struggling with, do I hold the coin, right? Do I save a couple coins for later? Do I burn all my coins? If I burn my coins and I get one of these rare Finneys, rare base level Finneys with a drone and a gold watch and a wax necklace, you're probably not going to want to burn that and level up, right? Because that in itself is pretty rare. If you have any questions, ask them, because there's a lot going on here.
Yeah, my brain hurts too, Hurricane.
Let me just add into the stress of deciding what you're going to do with the burning. Sean gave me a lot of coins to give away that I'm just sitting on because I had an idea as to how to give them away. And some people might benefit from holding on to a few of them after the burn. But that's not going to come till, I don't know, maybe next week. So if people are patient, great. If not, I just want to stress people out. That's all I want to do. I want people to have an existential crisis over this.
There's also, I know EOS Detroit has a nice chunk of coins that they are going to wait until starting next week to distribute. So all the coins have not been distributed yet. It's gonna, if you can't find a gold coin now, right, you can probably find a gold coin maybe next week or maybe not. The actual distribution's going to keep going for a while. So there's going to be other opportunities, like, for instance, EOS Detroit, they're probably going to be doing some fun stuff and drop to some of their NFT holders, and a few other of these entities we distribute coins to. They're going to be still pushing them out, including us, okay? Because we can use coins to reward people for engaging with our content. What's going to be really cool, though, is when, 3 weeks have passed and we realize there's still some super rare Finney out there, right? A coin hasn't been burned, and then people are going to still want to try to accumulate coins. I think the best strategy, people ask me, what should I do? Is just try to get your hand on as many coins as you can, and then you have options. If it was me, I would save a couple coins, just put them on the side, and I would try to get a couple just unique, cool, with like the gold chain, the watch, the crack. We even got a crackhead Finney that's pretty rare. I try to keep a few crackheads on the side too, and then I would try to at least level up to a bare metal. It's going to be hard to get those Bitcoin miner Finneys, but what I love about this is it's tied to a story. It's unlike anything I've come across on Wax as of yet. It's not just a card pack, right? There's a lot of dynamics here. And what I also love is there's enough variance. To answer his question, so any metal can build a miner Finney. Any base metal, like when you combine the base metals, whatever metal you start with is what you can level up to. So if you start with 6 gold base Finneys, you can level up to gold BTC miner Finney, if that makes sense. If you start with the rhodium,
basically alchemy 101. You can't mix metals.
Right. You cannot mix metals, and we set up the contract so that you can't. If you burn a gold Finney is your first, like, let's say you want to level up and get 3 gold Finneys and level up to the bare metal gold Finney. No, it takes 6. I'll get back to that. Let's say you want to.
I love doing that to you.
Hey, wait till I answer one question before you put the next one up. Damn, I lost my train of thought. No, let's say you want to. Now I got to answer his question. No, it takes 6. You need 6 of the same metal base Finneys to level up to a Bitcoin miner Finney in the same metal. I forget what I was going to say before.
Let me just add about the engagement. I always tell, I think his name's Emiliano in our group chat. Everyone's always asking, like, what can I do to like find these? And I'm like, well, like I put it somewhere on the website, and they're like, can you give us any clues? And I'm like, no, I've got a sick fetish for people reading. So like really just like reading stuff is always going to be the way I go, because you know, my English background, and you know, reading is kind of one of those fundamental things I think we all need to do throughout our life. So yeah, it really turns me on when people read stuff. So that's what I'm going to be doing.
I mean, it's hilarious because we were dealing that with today, right? So like with the Uplift world, we had this thing that we're being staked to our planet with our NFTs, and you know, we're sending out probes so that people can get land in the new world, and like people are popping into Telegram and like this goes back to my diaper comment before. It's like, oh, can I like how many probes do I get? Here's the numbers, and I was just like, did you read the pin message? Like did you take the time to go and you know read the article that I wrote, even though it's incredibly long-winded? I did it intentionally because it's just fun to see how many weird ways you can throw the word probe around and see what innuendos people get with it. Even though we're a PG-13 server, but anyway, but anyway, you know, and did you take the time to watch those 2 videos that were embedded like in that article, you know, before you're coming and asking us questions, right? So if you have good questions, please come in and ask. This was my stance, right? Yeah. And so I think that's like a really important thing. So I'm assuming, you know, knowing Sean as well as I do, that there must be an article somewhere that explains all this. Where would people find that information? Where would they be directed to look best for that, Sean?
Right. So for one, if you have questions, join our Telegram. That's usually the most active channel of our community. If you go to crypto.writer.io, you should be able to scope all the different articles. There's one article in particular, what's it called? Crypto Finney has arrived or something that basically is kind of an overview of everything. And within that article, it has links to the other articles that explain the theme Finney, that explain the burn mechanics. We'll add the attribute that gives the breakdown of the attributes. We'll add that to that article, and that's kind of like your one-stop shop. And maybe we can get that link posted. On YouTube.
I actually think I have it here. I'm just looking for it now. So yeah, go. Obviously, always check in with the main site because you know, as I always say on this channel, nothing you hear here is gospel. If it's not in print. I mean, you see how well I handle words. I mean, sometimes it's brilliant, and sometimes I can barely, you know, crawl out of bed in the morning. Right. That happens within like an hour of this stream. You've seen both sides of those extremes.
One thing before I forget, to Joe's point about getting people to read the article, one thing Kenny came up with, which I think's awesome, from Finney's arrival, their NFTs. There's one where he's like plugging into a machine. And what we did, we animated those, and the machine has either Ethereum, Bitcoin, EOS, NFT. And we had, these are all our different publications on Substack, you know, Crypto Writer, Bitcoin Writer, Ethereum Writer, EOS Writer, NFT Writer. And what we do is we reward the top comment. We reward the top comment each month or each week with one of these incredible animated Finney NFTs. So we minted 52 for each publication, and each week we reward the top comment. So people who actually read our content and take the time to write a good comment, they win that Finney, that pretty rare special Finney card at the end of the week. Our whole thing is like how. Because really, we're not, like I said, we're not just printing NFTs to try to make money. The real reason is we want people to engage with our content, engage with our community, engage with writers like Jillian and Joe. And we can use NFTs to do that, right? We can tell people to read the stuff, and you'll find NFT links in the content, or to make an awesome comment, and we'll reward that at the end. So it's all, how do we use NFTs to drive people to our content? That's kind of like our goal, and get people to engage with our writers. But yeah, it's all you know, it's all over the place, but it's all kind of interconnected. I think we're doing something cool. We'll see.
And I think that's something that can be said with like all the people that might have been on the stream before, right? Like, I mean, we like make money. That's all good, fine, and dandy. I mean, the more money we make, the better a living we can have, the more time we can dedicate to those things that are our passion, right? But like, we're not in the business of, you know, making millionaires and making money. We're in the business of engaging with communities and bringing those people together and finding solace for all of those people who are in niche markets out there in the world, right? I mean, even if that, you know, niche market happens to be artists or, you know, celebrity finnies or great content, or, I mean, in the case of Cryptowriter, you know, how to not get scammed because, you know, you've decided to buy your first Bitcoin, right? And I think that's really important. So and Edward, you know, I love you, man. Like you're always on these streams. You're in the Telegram channel. I mean, you have a really good point, right? Like I do this at night. Sean knows. Like this is like my happy hour, and I'm you know, changing that because I was really tired today, and I like had a coffee for the first half of the stream. And it clearly showed that I should have been drinking sake because there was something that just was out of whack there.
Bozak and Corey, they're. I'm ready to drive to South Beach right now and get after it. No,
dude, man, I think you should.
They look like they're having a good time.
Yeah, you're gonna love it. And I think I'm not sure, but they might be there tomorrow too. I'm not quite sure, but yeah definitely go down and meet them if you can.
I'd have to pull the old Houdini with the wife. Oh, one other thing I want to say, if you're an artist and you know you think you have amazing work and would like to be featured in Behind the Pixel, you talk to NFT Joe here and he makes all those decisions. But one thing I've noticed, you know, there's some artists, they don't want to dilute their work. They're used to living in kind of the old art world, and it functions that way, and they kind of want to take the plunge into this new crypto art world, but they're nervous about things. One thing I will say is that with this influx of artists coming into crypto art, if you want to be discovered, if you want to make a name for yourself, I think it's important to give a little something, right? You give a little and you get a lot in return. You know, we gave these memberships away. We got a lot in return. You're willing to do a Behind the Pixel and give up a little bit of your art that we then airdrop to our community. That community is going to take, you know, your name and your art, and they're going to retweet it and your article or your feature out, your Behind the Pixel, they're going to go out there and they're going to do a lot of the promotion work for you. And it's like we're trying to create something where everyone wins. The community wins, the artists win, Cryptowriter wins. And if we can do that, then it's just it's gonna grow.
Yeah. And I mean, if I sorry, Joe, but if I have my way as well, you know, last Crypto Roundtable, after the stream was over, we had a bunch of artists and we were talking about art on the blockchain, and we pretty much decided that like one of the next sectors that's going to be put up in the uplift is going to be an art sector, right? And so like we're really hoping, Joe, like you come in there and you have a gallery with some of these artists that of these people that you're interviewing, and there are like images on the wall with QR codes that direct people to their blockchain art, right, to their NFT space. And this is like the metaverse section of, you know, what Sean's talking about. There's a Cryptowriter plot in there as well, but why not expand it to like a whole art community? Because I mean, with art, where it comes from, I think that's really important.
That was part of our plan to building an uplift, or two things. I'll give you the inside scoop what we're gonna do. So in Finney's very first card, Finney's Arrival, he has landed on Earth in his space shuttle, and he's looking out at a cityscape, right? And there's all these these billboards for Bitcoin and Shift Gold out there. We're going to build that cityscape. And a couple of things we definitely want to have in there is a gallery. Maybe we'll name it the NFT Joe Behind the Pixel Gallery, but it doesn't
have a nice ring to it for some reason.
it'll be in there. And then a second thing I want to do is have the Shift Gold kind of high rise, the building office, and that's going to be a darker place. But I love the idea, going back to the QR codes, of being able to put QR codes all throughout our city, right? And being able to just randomly kind of change the link behind the QR code so that it goes to an NFT claim. So on any given day, you're exploring our city and, you go up to Shift Tower and you go up to the top floor and you go to his desk and, oh, there's a QR code, and boom, hit it and be able to claim a Shift NFT. I love that.
Please do me a favor. Whoever your builder is, because I know you guys have got somebody good, but whoever your builder is, please, for me, just for me, as a friend, I'm only ever going to ask you one favor in my life. Please have someone replicate Lars's office on that somewhere.
Yes, that would be awesome, right? The really Shift cool. Top floor of Shift Tower, and you're basically walking into Shift's office, but it's Lars' office.
Yeah,
I love it. I like that, Jimmy.
But yeah, behind the pixel thing is cool too. Like, one of the other cool things about the uplift is you can actually backlight these as well. So, but Joe, I've already decided I'm not really going to give you a choice here. Because it's that time in the night where I, my true colors come out. At some point, please come and join us on our channel, because I think like what you're bringing to the crypto writer space, to the art space, to the blockchain space would be really cool. And I'd like to do like a bit of a deep dive into it with you as well.
Yeah, let's do it, man. I'm always up for talking, obviously. So all this stuff is a lot of fun. And I think something Sean said was about like building that profile along with the community. One of our artists that we're featuring, he goes by William III. He's been doing this for years, and he's like giving away his stuff just like Beeple did, just so people learn how to create the things that they're imagining. And I didn't realize it when I found him, but he's basically like an expert on all this stuff. So when he agreed to do it, he was like, this is a great idea, and every artist needs this, because it's just, everyone's lost at the sea just hoping someone finds their art. And what we're doing is needed, and he knows like what he's talking about. So it is awesome. I will take zero credit for anything that comes of this with putting it in a museum and stuff. I don't want my name on it. I want it to be all about like the artists and stuff, because I just kind of fell ass backwards into this, and all of a sudden I'm being told to like go find these people, and I'm just constantly learning from everyone. Like, the women of crypto art are the ones that like told me that it's about the community that you build. And even like one of the things that like, I'm in a way stealing their idea, but also like it's the people in all these Discord channels that I'm with, like all of them are in these different communities, and none of us like are able to find each other. So like Sean and I have been like talking about this idea of, showcasing what people are collecting along with like new artists, and just putting something on our website where like, oh, this is what people are buying. Oh, here's like, these really small artists that like nobody's seen before. And, putting this team together of collectors and people that have studied art and know what should be seen, and helping that be brought to the public. And it really is just about like the community that we're building more than anything.
Yeah, I think that's one area where you and I resonate. And I mean, like, it's blockchain. We live in the decentralized future, right? There is no steal. There is only take and make better.
Hey, before we go, I have about 9 links left. Can you just drop them in bulk?
Sure, let's do that.
Do you want me to put all the links in the chat here, and then you'll take it from there?
Just send them to my Telegram. And
Yeah,
then,
I figured that might be easier.
I like this. This is funny, actually. Museum can be called Enjoyment of Digital Art.
Enjoyment. Oh, yes.
I like it.
I love it.
Or enjoyment behind the pixel.
Yeah.
There could be secret Easter egg NFTs of Joe's shower moments back there.
I've sent those links to. We need like a secret Joe lair, Joe and Bozak, and we get a few a hidden passageway underground that leads to the Joe and Bozak OnlyFans lair.
Yeah,
I've never done this before, so let's hope that it works. There you guys go. Have fun with these.
Yep, that works.
Maybe so some of them. There might be one it looks like the last one, or one of them might be broken. But let's see what happens.
They'll figure it out.
So here's the other thing, Sean. I don't know when we're going to start this, but Sean and I are actually going to be doing a weekly or bi-weekly just to get together, just because we like each other so much. 30 days out of 31 in the month. One of us sometimes gets a little bit antsy, but for the most part, we're okay. And that one of us is me. I have a tendency to, get bitchy at times, but for the most part, we're good. And we work through it like good chaps do. And I'm kind of excited about this, Sean, because I think it's going to be fun. We're probably what we're going to do is we're going to set the timer, and we're just going to rock up and we're just going to roll with it for however long we decide. And when the timer goes off, it goes off, because we're both talkers. We love the space, and I think it would just be fun to be like, okay, you know what? Like, that's 45 minutes, or that's an hour, or that's 30 minutes, whatever we decide. It's done. Like, people have more questions. Sorry, come back next week. Tune in, right? We haven't quite picked the day or the time yet.
You want to start tomorrow?
Yeah, we could. Sure, tomorrow. We could, yeah. In the morning. In the morning, your time is like, okay. If we want to do it in the evening, your time.
Well, Friday evenings don't work for me, but 10:30 at like half an hour ago. If we started,
Sean still DJs on the
weekend. Like 45 minutes ago.
Yeah, so 45 minutes ago would be kind of.
Do you guys do another show on Friday?
We do, but our show's an hour, so
9 to 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we can go like 10:15 or 10:30.
Yeah. Let's do it tomorrow, because we're gonna have that little Finney gathering tonight. We'll push out a link in the Telegram for the burn, and then we'll see what happens if anything blows up. If it's either, our show, our little unfiltered show tomorrow would be better if everything just blew up. The smart contract blew up, and Finneys, no one could get their Finneys. We could talk about that. I'd need someone to talk to. We're gonna definitely, probably that'll be our focus tomorrow. Will be this Finney thing, and we'll air it on our channel for sure. We'll stream it live on the Uplifted channel, and we may or may not stream it live to this channel. Yeah, it doesn't matter. We'll see if anyone wants to tune in and listen to us.
Even if they don't.
The idea is this, Joe. We want the show to be driven by the comments. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So whoever comes to this little half hour, 45-minute show, whatever, basically whatever they want us to talk about, they're the directors of the show. Okay.
So I can hop in and talk about my emotional baggage.
Exactly. If we can discuss that. If they want us to throw shade at Bonds, if anyone wants us to throw a little shade at Bonds, we're game.
Can we call it the edge of obscurity? Because I quite like that. Yeah, that's good.
The edge of obscurity tomorrow. All right.
But I think that's good. We'll wrap this week up for the roundtable. I'm glad that you hung out and you clarified in your Peter Piper pick the peck of pickled peppers crazy way, talking about metal, whatever. How many times did you say metal? Now that's one hell of a drinking
metal.
And so I'm glad you hung out and clarified that. The link is in the description. No, it's not, because I put
it just confuses people more.
But yeah, you can pop in and you can read it, and the article is in the description, in the comments. So go read it.
I remember what I meant to say. It just hit me.
Sure.
In the smart contract, we made it so that if you burn one metal, like if you burn a gold, right, you can't then go and burn a rhodium after and expect to power up. So you can't screw it up. Okay, if you burn a gold, you got to burn 2 more golds for it to work. You can't start mixing metals.
So you physically can't burn a card if you've already burn another metal.
If you've burnt the metal you burn first. If you burn a gold, you have to burn 2 more golds, because these are of once you have the base finnies. If you try to start burning finnies, not the gold coins. Thank you. Come in the Telegram, and we'll give you links that are easier to figure out. We'll break it down for everyone.
Sean also doesn't have an ego, so if you are in the Telegram group, please make fun of him. He is dead inside. He has no feelings. That is not true for me, though. If you guys keep making fun of me, eventually I will cry. So,
I mean, come to the internet. Come to the internet. Come to the Uploader channel, because like there's always people crying over there, and they're like, so
I'll fit in perfectly, man.
I made Jimmy cry last week, but maybe we'll talk about that on the edge of obscurity.
Oh, we're totally
Stay tuned. Okay. Well, we'll talk through it. We'll get through it.
Thank you everyone for joining us. I say this for me, but I think I also say this for everyone that was on the show and it still is on the show. I mean, like we wouldn't be able to do this without the people who are here every day, helping us, watching us, tuning in, loving the content, creating the content, helping with the content, and like it's the community that matters, right? You can have the best product in the world, but if you don't have a community to back that up, it doesn't matter what you're selling. It's mute, right? So thank you everyone for tuning in. Please, continue to tune into the Crypto Writer content, to the Crypto Writer podcast for more artist exclusive interviews with Joe and Jillian, and the other podcasters as well, and us over here, in Uplift Land, and we're going to be back every week here on Thursdays, give or take an hour or two, depending upon what time zone we need to hit up. To do these roundtables. It's always a pleasure. We'll have you both, I would imagine, on plenty more in the bright future to come. So to everyone out there, thanks very much.
All right, thanks, Jimmy. Joe, later.
See you guys.